So next slides. So this isn't Mars. I know The Martian's a popular movie. This is the moon. And a few decades ago, President Kennedy said, let's go to the moon. And we did. There were a lot of things that came out of that. The acceleration of software development, Tang, and the ballpoint pen. I think they came out of that. I think that's debatable. A few years ago, two people, Ramesh Rasker, professor here at MIT, and Sunil. Sunil, are you here? Sunil, they got together and they put a challenge out there. They said the city that we call our home, where we're from, Nasig, every few years has an influx of people, goes from 2 million to close to 30 million. And let's use that event, that pop-up city, to challenge people to be innovative, to come up with solutions that could scale for tier 2 cities, for emerging worlds around the planet. And sadhus come. And there's a place for sadhus to stay when they come. This is the official opening. The chief minister of water for 114 million people. The state of Maharashtra is sitting right next to Joey Ito. Do people get water when you're here? Yeah. Kicked it off. And pilgrims came and they bathed. If you have a sin or sins, you want to get them cleansed, and you dip 5 times, and boy, did they come, and we saw that firsthand. And so a number of us at MIT said, let's get to know this pop-up city. Let's see about this opportunity to kind of drive innovation. And so we would fly to Mumbai and take the drive to Nasik. Ramesh is so ambitious that a few times we had things going on in both cities, so we would drive back and forth multiple times. So I feel like I've been there like Groundhog's Day like 50 times. I love Nasik. So this is a sky view of Boston and Cambridge. The Media Lab is right here. And when you look at this picture of the city, you think infrastructure, you think waterways, highways. But what the hypothesis that Ramesh put forward with Sunil and the others that we kind of got together was the future cities is not going to be just infrastructure. It's going to be understanding digital information and figuring out how that connects with the physical layer. And so this is 4 in the morning at the opening of the Kumbh Mela. Here I am on some stage, and here's a news broadcast, and someone's using a mobile device to do that. And so this hypothesis about big data, the cloud, mobility, and seeing how it manifests itself is something that we were really interested in. So here's that same picture I showed a few moments ago of the pilgrims. If you look dead center, you see one of the pilgrims who's about to take a dip is holding their mobile phone. And I think that says something about connectivity and some opportunities. So what we did was we crowdsourced. We said we want the most innovative young people to come forth and help identify challenges and problems that need solutions and use software and hardware innovation to come up with solutions. And here's some of the innovators we worked with. And here's some of the projects that we rolled out, and you're going to hear a little bit more about that from others today. And I think in the top you have A.J.P. Kalam, the beloved late president of India, the Bill Clinton of India. I always would say that to him when I saw him. And he said, you know, I want to meet these young people that you're working with and you're inspiring to kind of do good. So here's, you're going to hear about Sampath's project. He used what to me looks like Home Depot technology to store stuff in big box stores to make housing that sadhus used. Here's some young people we engaged, and they're flexing their muscles. Here's a 15-year-old that came up with an innovative idea you're going to hear today that I think helped inform the police and many on the crowds and help make this Kumbh Mela that happened over 40 days, a few days ago, that one of the safest in the history of mass gatherings on the planet. I also want to thank the commissioner and the other bureaucrats that helped run Nasik that worked with us, that made data available to us, and believed in what we were doing. And we're pointing at the clock, not because we were hungry for lunch, but it was close to midnight, and we were at his house. Gadam, thank you for hosting us. And here's the chief of police. If you don't believe he's the head of police, here he is in his uniform. And here's the chief minister of the state of Maharashtra, 114 million people, saying, you know, do this, you know, inspire, you know, how can I help? We also got corporations involved, and this is a gentleman who worked in Mountain View at Google for a number of years, and this is his lovely wife who worked at Yahoo for a number of years, and they were so inspired, kind of like Teppo right here, and you brought your wife too, and you left your work. These guys took a sabbatical. from their jobs to help mentor the young people we were working with. TCS, we absolutely love these guys. You guys brought, I think, 50 people at least over the last few times we were there to help mentor, and we're extraordinary mentors for some very innovative projects. And you can see the passion in this picture. We also have a lot of friends, Ratan Tata, World Citizen, kind of thinking about, the potential of this. Ramesh recently met with the Nobel Prize laureate about this, and he said, keep it up. And Desh Deshpande's been a big fan, MIT leader here. And the news has covered it. We've been sort of on the down low as we get momentum, but people are beginning to notice us, what we're up to. So to kind of keep this momentum, we said to our friends in Nashik, why don't you come here to MIT so we could kind of strategize on some of the next moves. And so yesterday, this is live, real time, we were in Kendall Square. We went to Google. Steve Winter, who grew that office from 3 people to 1,800 people, hosted us, and and that's the one of the co-founders of Android. There's some interesting dialogue about new features that the Nasikers could help with. And Steve Winter said, how can we collaborate as we think about the future of the planet? And this is a guy of like the 70 Google offices around the world. This is one of the most powerful ones, saying, how can we work together? After meeting with Steve and shaking hands, we headed over to the Innovation District of Boston. And here we are on the Silver Line. And we went to Mass Challenge, which is, by all accounts, is one of the most successful incubators. And we're saying, how can we do that in Nashik? And how can we have a Boston-Nashik connection, make sure we're more than the sum of our parts? And there's Kara, the 25-year-old who runs global partnerships. Then we went to City Hall, and the Walsh administration is really excited about this. They have 10 sister city partnerships. And I went to Hangzhou a few months back with Boston, and I remember looking at the 40 people that went to Hangzhou representing Boston, and we were saying, we're missing all these leaders. And I look at the leaders that came from Nashik here. You brought all the right leaders to kind of create this great partnership. And here's the mayor. And then there's a deputy mayor. Everyone watch out. I think the deputy mayor wants to lock the mayor in an elevator so he can go back and become the mayor. So you just watch out there. That's not true. I'm just trying to be funny. So we met with Nigel, who through Trinidad is of Indian descent, is really proud of this connection. He's one of the chief data scientists in City Hall, saying, how can Boston and Nashik work together and be a sister city type relationship? This is the chief, the Secretary of Economic Development, who wants to come to Nashik. He liked the idea of getting the keys to the city and wants to find ways to kind of have a real India strategy in his new administration. We then walked from City Hall to the State House. We met with the government's team, the governor's team, about what the India strategy could be related to Nashik, which was great. The other thing is, I don't know if you know this, but Indians love their cricket, and I even spied this cricket game on the top of a building. Yesterday, we played cricket. We went to one of the holiest of holy places in Boston. We went to Fenway Park. And while the Cleveland Indians have played at Fenway, we said we want to bring a cricket team here. And we met with the head lawyer for the Red Sox, and he said, we're going to make it happen. We're going to bring a team from Nashik to play the first cricket game in Fenway Park as a way to kind of build relations between these two places. And then we went to Lansdowne Street and had a great party. I think by bringing the leaders from Nashik here, it's a way to kind of keep this relationship going. And I'm going to